watercolor painting. We're gonna try a warm up. It'd be funny if this came out better than this one, but whatever. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna just where we were here. This was this. I think I just took a random house. I'm gonna just try to get some random house down here. Let's see. Got the this was our special roof thingy. Try to get that warm by making a warm gray. It should come forward. Uh, like I don't know, that's a warm gray, but anyway, I'm trying to get down here, and maybe we just try and do this triangle right here. Well, that might be what that is, but I don't know. Anyway, we come down here. This is supposed to, no, I guess yeah, this was supposed to be that. Whatever. Let's try just a roof. I should really be using that smaller brush probably for this, but too late now. That does not look good perspective-wise. I'm going to try to go darker. Grab this like brown here. Try to go darker and do like this roof here. Leave a white in there. And it looks dumb since they're both the same tone. So let's try to switch one up. I'm going to try to make this one look more red. There's some kind of red there. Let's just sort of tone it down a little bit. Get a little bit more subtle. Okay, there we go. All right, that looks good. And touch on this down here. Okay, and let's do some more greens. Just grabbing any old, green that's not too bright. And that looks good. So let's see if we can, let's try right here and just see if we can do some kind of build up. It could be like a tree. I don't know. It looks good. All right. That's a win right there. And then I don't know what this was. I think that was a fictional attempt at some houses. That looks okay. And maybe some green over this side. Just like, I don't know. That's supposed to be another roof. Let's just do one here. Okay, I feel warmed up, so let's jump on the main thing here. That was a good green. I'm thinking let's try to add some dimension to that. I got the same green happening here. See if we can add another green, and this will have more depth. And I guess that helped a little. And how about up here? This dark, I had meant to disrupt the dark, so it is not so dark. Let's try to just go right here and see if we can just. I don't really want to have a giant dark right there. That's a single tone. So doing this, so we sort of broke it up. I don't know if it looks better. I guess a little better. Same with right here. I think it'd be good if this was a little bit less dark. And here, so let's just see if we can just make that whole thing. That looks pretty nice like that. Let's try to make it a lot more. Oh, that looks kind of nice like that, but whatever. And it's just trying to make it a little lighter. This I'd like to get a punctuation in that because it's kind of like a big blob, and so that's a lot better. I don't like the hard edge on the top, but we'll cope with that later on, I guess. That's looking good. Okay. And then down here, we're anxious to color in some of these white spaces. Let's just go here We're gonna go green right there. Wow, that helped a lot. Look at that. Nice. Starting to get a little bit of definition in the house. And I think what would be good too is to get like a glowing highlight right here. Let's see if we can do that. So here I'm just putting water, and it looks like it's going to work. Just breaking down the paint that is in that area and squeeze the water out of the brush. And oh, yeah, it looks good, right? So instead of that hard edge there, we got kind of a soft edge. So same, I want to do the same on this other side here. You know, a hard line looked good at that stage of the painting, but now it's uh, not quite as attractive. Hey, Row EI9U, hi to you. Thanks for the greeting. Wow, look at that, 18 people here. I've never seen so many people at one of my YouTube live streams. Wow, okay. Well, thanks a lot, 18 people who showed up. We're just trying to develop this, thing, 1963 photo from Life magazine of a French village. No idea how we're going to depict all these little houses, but we're just going to, slowly step into the concept here. We got this and this done. It look okay. What would be good probably is to, you see this one here, that roof is kind of lighter on the top, and I think that having it lighter on the top will help us with contrast and definition, make it stand out in front of that background if we can get it lighter. So here I'm just painting some water on there, and I think, oh yeah, man, look at that. It looks better already, right? So, if we get it to stand out against the background, uh, really help us with depth because that's one thing that, I'm very concerned about is having depth in this, jumble here. We did this yesterday. It's supposed to look closer. I don't know if it looks silly or what, but I mean, it's getting there, I guess. And back to this, I don't know if this is a real house or a made up house because, very confusing looking at that. I had thought about doing like an excruciatingly detailed sketch or drawing of this just to understand, comprehend what is happening there. Because what we did here is we started with stuff like this, just saying, okay, let's start, hitting these roof surfaces and then we'll slowly develop. Oh, we're just getting slowly developed. This is supposed to be that, I guess. We could probably try to get some detail in there. So let's grab our uh, new brush, the Onyx size 0, and let's see if we can't put some supporting structural hints in this thing, which is right there. And where to begin with that, I think would be on this, which is our practice ones, that came out nice. And also, uh, if you can zoom in on this, this one looks great. That was like a turning point. So I hope that we could do something that kind of like that right here. So let's find out if we can do it. Thanks for 3 thumbs up. Sure appreciate it. Wow. Anyway, uh, okay, so I think a good idea would be to find the roof and have a separation. So there's the roof, and then this the wall is going down the side. And I guess to start with, I think we could just try to erase some stuff right here. There's tutorials in watercolor painting where the people know exactly what they're doing, and in 5 minutes it magically comes out to be the most beautiful, riveting watercolor you ever saw. Somehow we're different. We are more like, I always kid myself, watercolor when you don't know what you're doing, but you do it anyway. And that pretty much sums it up. So we're just going with intuitive painting here. And right now I'm trying to get a better definition for this little corner right here. Uh, I watched a bunch of those tutorials, and I don't even know if we're really going about this correctly. Most of the pros, they just like slap on these giant, tonal areas. I don't know how I spilled water on there. And then, yeah, a building like that would be like this, a giant paint stroke like that, and then a couple little indications, and suddenly it emerges as a perfect building. But that's not our that's not our scene here. This is more like let's bumble in and not be scared of messing it up. So I'm gonna try to grab this. Try to maybe make that on the orange side, and we're gonna try to further define this roof right here. So I got some yellow and this weird red I had going. And let's see what happens. So I'm gonna try to go here and see if we can just go darker. That looks good. Okay. All right. That looks good. I mean, at least from here, it looks good. And then here, we definitely want this thing to be lighter. I don't even know why I painted that this orange right here. But, let's see if we can say goodbye to that orange and make it more of a subtle tone. So I'm just painting this with water, rubbing on it, attempting to break down the paint that's sitting there dry. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's slightly lighter. And this little hard edge there, I guess that could technically be something in there. So I guess that looks slightly better. All right, and then here we want to go with a yellower. Here I attempted to make buff titanium, which I do not have that paint. Here I have it on like one of those metal pallets you get from Daniel Smith, but I think it's over at work, or maybe I gave it to my granddaughter. I'm not sure. So this is supposed to be buff titanium. It has a little hint of green. I'm gonna grab a little green. It's like a cream uh color, but it has just a tinge of green. I think we're nowhere near, but good enough because we made it ourselves, I guess. So here I'm going to try to get this, emphasize this here, which is basically the highlight of that wall there, and that looks horrible. So I'm going to try to inject more yellow in there. So let's just grab this. I believe that's Hansa yellow. I'm not sure. Think so. And there's a orange there too. That looks good. And now let's water that down and see if we can come up with a very subtle. Um, let's see what happens there. I'm just gonna try to go there. Okay. All right, not too bad. So there I got a good looking puddle, and I think I'm just gonna leave it for a minute and then try to pick it up. I guess the minute's up. Okay. All right, so we got a subtle hint of yellow in there. That's nice. Really popping, right? When that gets dry, we can put some hard lines in there, and I think we're really going to end up with something with great definition. And speaking of which, I don't like any lines in my watercolor, and we have put lines down here, so I think I'm just going to paint them with this damp brush and see if we can make those lines a little bit less liney. And I don't think that's going to work. Let me put some more water. I mean, it's not bad, this thing, but and I kind of need them to establish structure, but there's a time where they sort of wear out their welcome. And for this particular bunch of lines, I think it's okay, cool. Is that dry? No. When that dries, we're gonna really hit it to the limit. Um, how about we try hit this roof right here? It has two chimneys. It's similar to this one. In fact, maybe that is even supposed to be it, but it's in the wrong place. A lot of poetic license happening here. But anyway, this is supposed to be that. I wonder if we can go put a layer of blue on there just to say hi, we're that blue thing. So let's see. Let's see. This is cobalt blue, I believe. Just see if this gets a little more blue. Is that lining up with our subject? I don't know. Doesn't look bad. Um, and I hate to put the same exact color right there, but it is kind of like a thing. Use the relationship of those two. 7 people here. Hey, welcome everybody. We're trying to do this 1963 photo with direct watercolor painting. And we're in the quagmire of trying to represent all these houses. It's a very slow process. I think we're tickling 4 hours on this project. Let's see. Oh, there's a little bit of blue right here. Just try a hint of blue right here. That looks weird. I don't know. Make it lighter. And while we're at it, I think I'm going to make that lighter. Okay. I feel better now. Do you see any more blue anywhere since we got blue on the brush? So there's blue, hint of blue there. Not really. It's kind of a subtle hint. I don't actually see any more blue. This is kind of a tight, light shadow blue right there where we don't really have anything going on. I guess we just put a little dot right here. Like maybe later we can like scrub it with water and get a highlight that tints blue in the corner, and we'll pretend that that is this. It's kind of in the same place. And here, that looks like a warm white. I guess I should probably try to do this because that, maybe we could put it right here. That kind of, puts this into perspective somewhat. So let's try to get a warm white happening. And I guess we're gonna start from scratch. Unfortunately, I don't have any fancy Daniel Smith white paint. I got this is Artist Loft, which is the brand of the uh, Michaels. So here, try and get a warm white. Anyone say that's a warm white? I think it looks a little bit so, but it's a little bit intense. So I got some clean space on the yellow palette because I never really knew this came out. This was my roof palette to get those orange clay looking things. And so here, let's see what that looks like. Just happen to have the empty space. I'm gonna grab a little more red. Okay, I would not call that a warm white, but let's see if this was another attempt at getting buff titanium. That looks kind of like a warm white. It's not a very exciting color, that's for sure. But here we're gonna try to do that right here. Let's see what happens. That is not nowhere near a warm white, but we're gonna stain the paper. We're just gonna lay down some paint, blot it up, and we get a stain. At least we are, it's a good objective to get rid of all of these white spaces with hopefully something coherent. But even if it's not coherent, it's good to, and you know what else is this? Is probably that. I'm gonna try to hit this edge and get more of a, what do you call that thing that's like a square but is crooked? Try to get a cleaner uh, arrangement of the square that's crooked. I was just watching a video about art optical illusions, and they had some of these and they called it out by name. All right, that's not exactly what I had in mind, but it is an improvement over what was there before. And try to get this thing gone. 19 minutes. Hey, 4 thumbs up. Thanks so much, everybody. Wow, it's really very exciting. It's unusual. Usually it's like 1 or 2. Haha. Anyway, this looks like heck right now, but as soon as we start adding details to that house-like structure, then hopefully it's all gonna come into focus. Here's a big area. I guess this is greens. Let's try to get some greens in there, and they gotta look really small because this would be these are trees. So I mean, this looks okay for relatively close trees, but far away trees, that's a different story. Well, anyway, I'm gonna try to do what we did here, which is just have some graphic shapes that hopefully don't look close to the viewer. So let's see if that I'm gonna leave this light outline for now just because I don't know why. That looks good. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna come and break this up and yeah, I don't know about this, this big shape here, but I'm always inclined to not have big areas of a single color. Like, earlier we break this was a big area of a single color, so we were like we break that up a little bit more. And I don't want it to look like a line on the edge there either, so I'm going to see about that. We are trying to attempt to get contrast to make the steeple thing stand out, and this is supposed to be this little, well, it's supposed to be a little ridge thing like this one, which I'd call it a fail, but we're going to tighten that up with some shadows there at some point. And here I was trying to get rid of the green that we had laid down in underpainting. Anyway, so back to this. That's looking good. I'm gonna leave this little thing in there because as we go, hopefully that will be something about how this is closer to the viewer than that. Hey, thanks, whoever said you're super good at painting. What a nice thing to say. Thanks so much. Much appreciated. And 4 thumbs up. Wow. That makes it puts us in the top 10% of real-time watercolor painting. All right, anyway, now I'm going to try to I want to do this kind of thing over here, but I don't want it to look anything like that. It has to look somehow different. And I guess what we'll do is bigger dots. So let's see if we can find a green that is not too aggressive. We don't want it to look like, I don't know, green Play-Doh or anything, right? So that might be okay. Let's see what that is. And, we need some right here. Let's just try and go right here. One important thing about doing collections of dots is you definitely don't want the same color to be all over the place. So, this establishes a distance from the viewer. But if we do that same thing like here, then these two are going to look like they're the same distance from the viewer, which is something I always try to avoid. All right, I'm going to try this, make a new green. This is a weird green. I don't really like it by itself, but if you add like yellow to it, then sometimes you get a nice green. I'm just going to, here we'll add this orange, see what kind of this still looks ridiculous, kind of like here. Let's add some this blue and violet, and more violet. Okay, that looks good. Looks like a green gray. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can like define some of these trees here a little bit better. And I don't know. I don't really like what's happening up here. I'm gonna see if we can make that a softer. this sort of area. That doesn't look too bad. That looks horrible. Okay. I don't like that at all. Maybe that's good. I mean, this is kind of a dark. I don't like having a dark uh, directional arrows near the edge and pointing out to the edge. So I think I'm gonna try to make this as light as possible. I'm just rubbing that with water. Let's try to sort of hit that too while we're at it. This I don't really mind up here, but down here didn't like the way that was going. And not much of an improvement. And look, I got these little spatters at the edge, which not too not too great. But note to self, you're doing something real serious. You shouldn't get little spatters of paint all over the place like that. And this happened a long time ago. I was thinking we're gonna fix this up when we do the sky. By the way, I got this other new brush for my birthday, which is a mids, and I'm looking forward to trying that one out. I think they call that a cat's tongue brush. And it was a set of three. This is actually not a mids. This is a Treckle Onyx, same brand as my thing. I just put it in here so the cat didn't come and drag it away. But I got these two brushes, the Onyx fine liner, and this is a 1/2 inch cat's tongue, which I'm really looking forward to using. I'm gonna try to use that in the sky because we gotta radically change the sky. I don't want it to go off the top of the page, but I want to get it dark close and light far. And so I got an idea that is going to be why don't we just try that theory out right now and get my this new brush, which I never used before, and I don't even know how you're supposed to use the cat's tongue. I think I saw a video once, so let's give it a shot here on our practice sheet. So I want to get a bold and decisive blue. But we don't want to have straight up blue. We gotta have something else in there. I'll take a little violet here just to change the nuance of the blue because we just don't want to have straight from the tube, right? And I want a bold dark color. Let's see if we can get a lot of paint on there. That looks good. Go stronger on the blue. Okay, looks good. Now we're gonna say. So really, my imagination is gonna such a wonderful top. Let's see. I don't know how we're doing, and this is not really watercolor paper. This thing here, but I don't know. That does not look at all like I pictured. But let's see what happens. Just trying to get a okay, and I guess we're gonna try to get some clouds in there. And try to go lighter right here at the horizon. That's lighter. And I'd still like to go darker still at the top. And I guess having a cloud or something break up. This is, I don't know what kind of paper this is exactly. I like that dot. I'm going to leave that. All right. Sort of fade this up a little bit. That looks kind of nice. This looks kind of like a bird's beak. I don't really want a bird's beak up there. Let's just try to come here. I don't know. That looks horrible. Okay, I'm glad it's on a practice and not the real thing. And try to smear everything. Okay, good practice. I guess today is not the day, and a new brush I never used is not the brush. Anyway, let's see. I do gotta go to work. I appreciate everyone who came by. I'm gonna try to add a couple more things here. I don't know what. Uh, uh, let's see if we can't articulate this house here, which we put the warm red right here, warm white that is. And so I'm just gonna grab try to get a deep red. I think, see if I have one going. This palette has been neglected. Let's see. This is the Alvaro Casanet or Casanet watercolor set from Daniel Smith. And so here I'm trying to augment this, what is basically a very opaque red. And I'm trying to get something to uh, articulate this area right here, which I guess that's a house there, and there's another house here. And there's another one here, or maybe this is part of the same house. I don't know if they got L-shaped houses, but we're really focused on this right here. And so let's just go for it. Where did we leave it here? I guess that was it. All right, so let's see. We're just gonna try dots and this would try to go here. I mean, it'd be good if this super looks like a house, right? But I don't know if we're headed in that direction. Okay, good. Good enough. I mean, not great. And then I'm gonna see about let's see if we can break down the paint right here. I'm just gonna leave that puddle there for a minute to really infuse. It's not even oh yeah, okay. I'm just gonna leave it there a minute. Hopefully it'll really uh be an uplifting experience for that paint. In other words, the paint will be able to we will be able to lift it up. The paint's been on there for a couple of days, so while we're waiting, let's try to hit some more green, like right here would be good. Here I seem to have a kind of a murky green going. It looks like it started with sea green. I don't know where it went after that, but looks good enough. So I'm gonna just try, let's try to weave our way into this area. Yeah, it looks good. I don't know if it looks good, but it certainly doesn't look horrible. So I guess that's a win right there. This water is still sitting there, hopefully breaking down uh, the stuff, the paint on the paper. Let's try to go up here, see if we can get a peek. I'm only gonna go on the outskirts of this blob of green. I don't know if that looks that great, does not really. And this was a roof back here, another roof here. I think it'd be good if we could get like a little highlight here. I'm just gonna see about put some water here and maybe we can grab a highlight in this critical area where we lacked definition in a big way. You know, just rubbing that with that paint color and let's see if, oh yeah, look at that. We got an intense highlight. How nice. And can we get an intense highlight here? I don't know. I wish. Not really. It's a little lighter and that's about it. Slightly lighter. Anyway, I think I gotta go to work. So thanks everyone who came and that was 4 thumbs up. That's wild, much appreciated. And I think we made a lot of progress. I don't know exactly what we did. What did we do? We tried to make this a more crisp area. We put a lot of green in. We're running very low on the white space, thank goodness. And we tried to put more definition here. That looks good, whatever that is. Looks like a little roof there. Oh yeah, and we are striving to. I'm going to see if we can just keep hitting this. This was the first thing we did, but then it was wet and we couldn't continue. So now let's see if we can continue. I'm just going to grab this neutral dark, which is not too dark, but I want to get that. And where can we get a little brown in there, I guess? And I'd like this to steer into a gray. So here, this happens to be some gray sitting here. All right, looks good enough. And so we're going to just try to see if we can hit these windows right here. Oh, and that line, the roof line, I think. Wow. I gotta get more coordinated. I'm gonna put this back up here. And let's see if we can. I've seen the pros, they sometimes can, turn the page to get a line. I'm gonna try that. Very critical moment. Everybody ready? Oh my gosh, you ready? Here goes. Okay. And then I don't know if that really made the scene, but I guess close enough. And what was over here? I guess we're gonna try to get it darker for in my imagination, whatever this is darker. I don't know what this is. Let's grab some of that. It looks dark. This looks like Primatech Payne's gray, leans green, but whatever. It looks dark, so we're gonna try to see. I want to get this edge. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, good. And I'm not gonna go the whole way because I don't want any lines. If I go the whole way, it's gonna be a big line. It does look like a good thing, though. I'm gonna try to redefine this edge right here since I got this. And the guy who doesn't want to make any lines just made a big line, but really got to form this edge here. Okay, so now we're going to go back dark. And what about this? I don't know if we keep that white in there. Let's make it a very slender sliver. That looks good. Get rid of this part. And you just kind of pretend we're just disappearing over here. That looks kind of good. Here we're trying to say we're far away trees. I don't know if we're succeeding, but that's looking pretty nice. This kind of leans left, which is not great, but whatever. We're gonna leave it for now. Let's try to get a little bit of tension happening right here. And in fact, I'll go right here to make this pop out. Hopefully, even right here a little bit. Can't believe the fine line we're getting with this brush. Who can believe that? Where was I? Oh, was it here? No, where was it? I lost my space. Oh, it was right here. Okay. And I don't know what is really supposed to be there, but whatever. I guess I'll stop there. We'll have to fix up this area. I'm not sure what's that. Guess that area is more or less this area. But wow, a lot of progress. And unfortunately, I mean, this is just not, it doesn't look straight. I'm going to try to bring this out. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I don't know if it's helping. I might buy some, some kind of lighter watercolor paint to add fix mistakes. They have one called Daniel Smith Ground, which is like some strange off-white color, and that will be perfect to fix up like right here. Where that green is, I wish it wasn't there. Here I use the Pearlescent. I just got this for my birthday. Pearlescent from the Gene Haynes Daniel Smith All That Shimmers paint collection. I haven't done too many with that yet, but anyway, really gotta go now. Wow, 40 minutes we made it today. That's fantastic. Oh, I just lost the signal. Okay, everybody, thanks to everyone that came by. We're super appreciated as we attempt to paint from the 1963 photograph of Alsace, France, a little village. I can't pronounce the name. Ribeauville. Ribeauville. I'll ask a French person how you pronounce that, and I'll come back next time with a good pronunciation. All right, thanks very much. Thanks for all the encouragement in the comments, and all those thumbs up is super appreciated. I'll see you all next time. Bye.